The dimly lit room falls silent as Edgar Cayce, known as the sleeping prophet, settles into his chair. His eyes, deep and penetrating, seem to look beyond the physical world. This rare interview, once thought to be lost, captures Cayce's profound insights on what awaits us all beyond the veil of mortality, wisdom that speaks directly to those nearing life's final chapters. Before we continue, drop a quick hi in the comments and let us know where you're watching from. It really helps support the channel. The interviewer leans forward, notebook in hand. Mr. Cayce, thank you for agreeing to this conversation. Many people, especially those in their later years, fear death as the ultimate end. What would you say to them? Cayce's expression softens. Death is merely a transition, not an end, he replies, his voice carrying the gentle assurance of someone who has glimpsed beyond our physical reality. I've seen in my readings that the soul continues its journey uninterrupted. The physical body may cease, but consciousness, the true self, persists. It's like changing clothes. We remove the garment of flesh but remain ourselves. That's comforting, the interviewer nods. But what exactly happens in that moment of transition? Cayce pauses, his fingers interlaced as he carefully considers his response. In the thousands of life readings I've given, I've observed that the transition is often gentle, even beautiful. The soul begins to perceive both worlds simultaneously, the physical one it's leaving and the spiritual one it's entering. Many souls report being greeted by loved ones who have passed before them, guides or beings of light. There is recognition, reunion, and a profound sense of homecoming. The interviewer's eyebrows raise slightly. You speak as though you've witnessed this personally. In a sense I have, Cayce acknowledges with a slight nod. During my trance states, my consciousness has traveled beyond physical limitations. I don't claim special powers, only that God has allowed me this gift to help others understand the greater reality of our existence. A moment of silence passes as the interviewer jots notes. You mentioned life readings. Could you explain what these revealed about the afterlife? The readings consistently showed that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, not the other way around, Cayce explains, leaning forward slightly. After death, we experience a life review, not as judgment, but as learning. Every action, thought, and intention is understood in its full context and consequence. This isn't punishment, it's growth. The soul sees how it affected others, how it served or failed to serve its purpose. Is this review difficult? The interviewer asks hesitantly. Cayce's expression grows thoughtful. It can be challenging to face our shortcomings with complete honesty, yes. But it occurs in an atmosphere of unconditional love, not condemnation. The purpose is healing and understanding, not punishment. For elders especially, this knowledge can transform their approach to their remaining years, seeing them as precious opportunities to create positive ripples that will be part of their soul's continuing journey. The interviewer nods slowly. Many religious traditions speak of heaven and hell. Do these exist according to your readings? Cayce shifts slightly in his chair. Not as physical locations with pearly gates or lakes of fire, he responds carefully. The readings suggest these are states of consciousness. Heaven is the awareness of oneness with God. Hell is the self-created separation from divine love. After death, souls gravitate toward vibrational states that match their consciousness. A soul filled with hatred, selfishness, or fear creates its own suffering through isolation. A soul filled with love experiences communion and joy. This seems to contradict traditional religious teaching, the interviewer observes. Not necessarily, Cayce counters gently. Jesus spoke of the kingdom of heaven being within. The core message across spiritual traditions points to the same truth. Love is the creative force of the universe, and our alignment with or separation from this force determines our experience, both here and hereafter. The interviewer leans back, processing this information. Your readings have mentioned reincarnation. How does this fit with the afterlife experience? At this, Cayce takes a deep breath. This has been perhaps the most misunderstood aspect of my work. The readings consistently indicated that souls may choose to return to physical form for continued growth and service. The afterlife isn't a static, eternal state. It's part of an ongoing journey of the soul toward perfect expression of its divine nature. Why would a soul choose to return to Earth's difficulties? The interviewer asks, clearly intrigued. For the same reason that students return to school each day until their education is complete, Cayce replies with a gentle smile. Physical existence offers unique opportunities for spiritual growth. Certain lessons, compassion, forgiveness, selfless love, are often best learned through the challenges of physical life. The soul chooses experiences that will help it develop qualities it seeks to embody. The interviewer's pen pauses above the paper. Mr. Cayce, you've given readings for thousands of people. Have you observed patterns in what souls regret not doing during their earthly lives? Cayce's eyes seem to look inward, accessing deeper wisdom. Yes, there are common threads. Souls rarely regret material failures or missed worldly opportunities. Instead, they regret the love not expressed, the forgiveness withheld, the kindness not offered. They regret allowing fear to prevent genuine connection with others. This is particularly relevant for elders who have both the wisdom of experience and the precious opportunity to resolve these matters before transition. What advice would you give to someone who fears they've lived unwisely and now faces the end of life with regret? The interviewer asks, voice softening. It's never too late for the soul to grow, Cayce responds emphatically. The readings show that genuine transformation can occur in an instant when the heart truly changes. A lifetime of mistakes can be healed through sincere love and reconciliation. Age brings wisdom that youth cannot possess. The elder years are spiritually significant, not merely a waiting period for death. The interviewer nods thoughtfully. Many elders worry about unfinished business or leaving loved ones behind. What happens to these connections after death? Love creates bonds that transcend physical death, Cayce says, his voice carrying absolute conviction. The readings consistently reveal that souls remain connected to those they love. They can and do communicate, though usually in subtle ways, through dreams, synchronicities, or intuitive knowing. Some souls even serve as guides or helpers to their loved ones, still in physical form. Can you elaborate on this communication? The interviewer presses, clearly fascinated. Cayce's expression becomes contemplative. The veil between worlds is thinner than most realize. After transition, souls can send impressions, feelings, or even specific messages to receptive loved ones. Dreams provide a particularly effective channel for this communication because the conscious mind's barriers are lowered during sleep. Many people have experienced profound dream visits from departed loved ones. These are often genuine connections, not merely psychological processing. The interviewer hesitates before asking the next question. What about those who die suddenly or tragically? Is their experience different? A shadow crosses Cayce's face. The readings indicate that souls who experience unexpected transition may initially experience confusion or disorientation. However, guides and helpers from the spiritual realm quickly assist these souls in understanding their new state of being. No soul is abandoned in the transition process, regardless of the circumstances of physical death. You mentioned guides, the interviewer notes. Who are they? The readings describe various beings who assist souls, both during physical life and after transition, Cayce explains. Some are souls who have completed their cycle of earthly incarnations. Others are beings who have never experienced physical incarnation. Each soul has specific guides attuned to their unique journey and needs. For elders approaching transition, these guides often become more perceptible as the veil thins near life's end. The interviewer glances at his notes. There's a common fear that consciousness simply ceases at death, that there's nothing at all. Your readings obviously contradict this view. Cayce nods emphatically. The readings are absolutely clear on this point. Consciousness does not cease, it expands. Many souls report astonishment at how limited their awareness was during physical life compared to the expanded perception they experience after transition. They describe a profound sense of awakening, as though they've removed restrictive blinders. This brings me to perhaps the most important question, the interviewer says, setting down his pen. How should this knowledge of life after death influence how we, especially elders, live our remaining days? Cayce sits straighter, his eyes shining with inner conviction. With joyful purpose, understanding the continuity of consciousness transforms our approach to every aspect of life. First, it removes the paralyzing fear of annihilation. Second, it reveals the profound significance of how we live. Every act of kindness, every moment of presence creates ripples in consciousness that continue beyond physical death. He continues, his voice gaining strength. For elders especially, this understanding offers liberation from society's limited view of aging as decline. These years can be the most spiritually significant of an entire incarnation, a time of integration, reconciliation, and preparation for the next phase of the soul's journey. Many of the readings showed that souls accomplished their most important spiritual work during their final years on Earth. The interviewer seems moved by Cayce's words. You speak of death almost as a graduation or achievement, rather than something to be dreaded. Precisely, Cayce affirms with a gentle smile. For a soul that has lived consciously, death is indeed a graduation, a return to a wider reality with the fruits of earthly experience. The fear surrounding death is largely based on misunderstanding its nature. When properly understood, the transition can be approached with peace and even anticipation. A thoughtful silence fills the room before the interviewer asks, "What is the single most important preparation for this transition that anyone, especially an elder, can make?" Cayce's expression becomes both solemn and radiant. Learn to love without condition. This is the essential lesson of earthly existence, to grow in our capacity to express the divine love that is our true nature. Everything else flows from this. Forgiveness, service, joy, peace, all are expressions of unconditional love. He pauses, then continues with quiet intensity. The readings consistently showed that souls who cultivated love during physical life experienced the most harmonious transitions and the most expansive afterlife states. Love is quite literally the vibrational key that unlocks the higher realms of spiritual experience. The interviewer seems to be processing the profound implications of Cayce's words. Mr. Cayce, we've covered remarkable territory in this conversation. Is there anything else you feel is essential for our viewers to understand about life after death? Cayce's gaze becomes distant for a moment, as though consulting an inner source. When he speaks again, his voice carries a resonance that seems to fill the room. Remember that you are not a body with a soul. You are a soul with a temporary body. Your true identity is vast, eternal, and magnificent beyond your current comprehension. Death does not diminish this magnificence. It reveals it. He leans forward, his eyes now intensely present. Every elder watching this should know that they stand at a sacred threshold. The wisdom they've accumulated through decades of living is precious beyond measure. Their remaining time, be it years, months, or days, offers unprecedented opportunities for spiritual completion and preparation. No moment is too late for healing, growth, or love. The interviewer nods slowly, visibly moved. This has been extraordinary, Mr. Cayce. I believe your insights will bring comfort and perspective to many, especially those in their later years. Cayce smiles warmly. That is my deepest hope. We need not fear what lies beyond the horizon of physical life. The same divine love that brought us into being awaits our return. Death is not an end, but a continuation, the next chapter in the soul's eternal journey. As our time with Edgar Cayce draws to a close, his parting words resonate with timeless wisdom. Life is eternal, and love is immortal, and death is only a horizon, and a horizon is nothing save the limit of our sight. Thank you for staying with us until the end of this profound journey into Edgar Cayce's insights on life after death. If these perspectives have touched you or sparked new thoughts, we'd love to hear from you in the comments below. We read every single one. Your engagement through likes helps share this wisdom with others who might find comfort in these teachings. Subscribe to our channel to join us for more explorations of spiritual wisdom that transcends time. Remember, you are not approaching an end, but a transformation, and the love you've given will light your way home.